Hello everyone. Today in this video we will explore how GST is seamlessly integrated into Tally Prime and how it simplifies the complexity of GST compliance for businesses. So when we talk about the GST, we can say GST is an indirect tax that apply to the supply of goods and services. So the main objective of this is to eliminate the cascading effect of eliminate the multiple taxes. It also ensures compliance with tax regulation while simplifying the filing process. So when we talk about to start the GST in Tally Prime, the first step is to configuring the GST. So it involves enabling the GST in the software setting. We have to enter the GST registration details and we have to configure the tax detail at various level, that is the company level, ledger level and the inventory level. So in today's video we will understand how do we incorporate the GST with the help of the practice question. So this is the practice set question. So where we have given the company details and we have also given that the company is a registered organization for GST with an office in Delhi, and we have given the GST number of a company also. So first of all we will create a company with a GST number. So for this we will open a Tally Prime software and we'll go to the create option, we'll go to the company creation option. So here I am creating a company with the GST name. This information for a time being I am ignoring, and the state is Delhi since the company is having a registered office in Delhi. So here I am selecting the Delhi. So this information I am skipping for a time being. After this, the next feature window will appear. So here we have to set the sum feature. So here if you go to the taxation, you have to opt for yes option. When you click of the yes option, it will ask the state information. So that will be the Delhi. So it's a regular one. And here you have to enter the GST number. So the GST number that is also given in the question itself. So you have to enter or record the GST number here. So periodicity of GST R1, you can either select for the multiple one, and before that it will give you the message that it is invalid or incomplete. So you can ignore this message. Then it will ask you the periodicity, so it can be the monthly or the quarterly, and the rest information you can opt for the no. And I will save this information. I don't want to activate the TDS, so I just kept no here. Rest information you can save it as it is. Now I have created a company with the name of GST. Then the second thing that we do when we have to incorporate the GST, that is at the time of creation of the inventory. So in this example we have given the two groups, that is the men footwear and the women footwear. So we have to incorporate the GST at this point, and the GST tax rate is also given, which is applicable 12%, right? So here the next thing that I will do, I'll create a stock group. So before that I need to set the unit. So the unit here it is given, that is the pairs. So here formal names you can select the pairs, and the rest information you can skip. So I have set the unit first. After the unit I have to create the stock group. So there are two stock group. So first one is men footwear. So this is your primary group. Now here we have to make a change. So we have to specify the detail here. Then you will get the option for the taxability. So you have to choose taxable one, and GST rate is given, which is 12%. You have to save this information. Another group that I want to create, that is the women footwear. So here also we have to specify the details here, taxable and 12%. So in this way we have to create the group. So earlier when there is no GST, we are not supposed to change this option, but when the GST is there, you have to make an adjustment for GST percentage. Now after this stock we will create a stock item. So you can create a stock item by using the single one, or you can go for the multiple one. So here I am creating a stock item with the multiple one. So you can go to the charts of accounts, and here you will get the option for the multi master, for the multi creation. So here this is the window. So the first item that we have, that is the sports shoes. If you see here, So you can find the stock information is given and the quantity and rate amount is also given. So on the basis of it, I am creating a stock information. So here I need to select this. So 160 is the quantity and we have given the amount, that is 3,22,000. So 1450. Second item is formal shoes. So this is again men footwear. So here pairs will be applicable. Then 255, 1500. Then we have given the casual shoes. So this is again men footwear pairs. So this will be 340, 1650. So that is 5,61,000. Then again another we have sandals. So this we have to create it under the women footwear, then pairs, and here we have to write 480 and 990. And another we have to write slippers. So this is again women footwear and pairs. So 250, 650. Then next last will be the wedges. So this is again under the women footwear pairs and the quantity we have given, that is 650, 950 is the amount. So I have incorporated all this information. So I will save this information, right? Now after creating the stock information, the next thing that we have to do, or we have to take care of the GST at the creation of debtors and creditors level, right? So here we have to check whether the particular debtors or the creditor is a registered dealer or not, right? So this information you can cross verify from the following information. For example, if you see the SART, if you see the SART transaction information that is given in the transaction number 8. So here the SART is the unregistered customer, right? So that means there is no GST will be applicable, right? Now first of all I'll create the SART account, then I will discuss the other one. So here how do we create the ledger? So we'll go to the create and we can create a single one, not the multiple one. So let me create a ledger. So here first ledger I am creating with the SART, which is my sundry debtor. So here you can keep it no. Now in the GST information, if you see here, it will ask whether it is a regular or the unregistered. So the SART is a unregistered dealer, so you have to keep it unregistered. So here there is no GST will be applicable, so you can keep it no here. So the SART amount that is given, which is 80,000. So in this way I have created the ledger of the SART. Then the second we have, that is the Vishal, that is 1,10,000. So if you see, the Vishal is a registered customer in Delhi. So that means we have to incorporate the GST while creating an account of Vishal. So here I will write Vishal sundry debtors, and here the state is also the same, Delhi, so there is no need to change it. And this is a regular one because it's a registered dealer, and here I have to incorporate the GST number which is given in the question itself. So you can keep enter, and this option should be yes, and here the state will be Delhi, and the Vishal amount is given 1,10,000. In the same way we will create the next account which is given Pawan. So if we see the Pawan information, there is no information relating to the Pawan, so we can assume that Pawan is the unregistered debtor. So here we will write Pawan, and here this one is the option. If you want to keep it Delhi, you can keep it Delhi only, and here this is the unregistered one, so we don't have the GST number. So the Pawan amount is 84,000. Then next we have Aman, which is 56,000. Again we have to check whether it's a registered dealer or not. If we see the information regarding the Aman, so it is written that is an unregistered one. So here also GST will not going to be applicable. So here in the regular type I will choose unregistered one, and the Aman amount is 56,000. Then the next we have after the Aman, that is the Prakash. So the Prakash amount is 70,000. We have to check whether it is also he is also registered dealer or not. So nothing information is mentioned about the Prakash. So we are assuming it's a unregistered one. So here this is again you can choose for Delhi, or this is the unregistered one, and here we have to mention the amount of Prakash, which is 70,000. Now in the same way we have to create the list of creditors, right? And again we have to check whether the creditor is a registered dealer or not. So when we talk about the Priyanka, you can see for the Priyanka it's mentioned that the registered supplier in Mumbai, and we have also given the GST number of Priyanka, right? So we have to take care of the GST number of the Priyanka while creating her account. So we have to change it sundry creditors. So this can be the no, and here the state is also given, which is Mumbai. So there we have to choose the Maharashtra. The state is changed in this case, so here it's a regular one. So I have given the GST number, and we have to opt for yes option and Maharashtra. So Priyanka amount is 30,000. Fine. In the same way, the another creditor which is given to us, that is Mansi. So let me see if any information. No, Mansi is also a registered supplier in Delhi. So we have given the GST number of Mansi also. So we will create a Mansi. So sundry creditors, and here it will be the regular one. So here you also choose the yes, and the Mansi amount is given 32,500. Then the next information we have given about the Rama. So if I check for the Rama, nothing is, no, it's mentioned for the that she is a unregistered supplier. So that means there is no GST will be applicable. So Rama here. So here we will be choosing the unregistered one, and the Rama amount is given 71,400. Then the next we have, which is Shriya. So for the Shriya, if we check, nothing is mentioned for the Shriya. So that means she is also a unregistered one. So for the Shriya also we have to choose unregistered, and the amount of Shriya is 47,600, right? Then the next we have under the sundry creditor Pooja. If we see for the Pooja, nothing is mentioned, so we are again assuming that she is also a unregistered supplier. So here we have to choose the unregistered, and Pooja amount is 68,500. So in this way we have to incorporate the GST at the time of creation of company, at the time of creation of the stock group, and at the time of creation of a ledger of the debtors and creditor. After this we will prepare a opening balance sheet, right? So this information is, you can see here, given to us. So on the basis of this information we will prepare a opening balance sheet. So this can be prepared with the help of charts of accounts, ledger. You can go to the multi-master and the multi-creation. Then we have given, we can start from the liability side. So the first item we have given, that is the capital. So this will comes under the capital only, and the amount is 13 lakh. Then second we have given the reserves. So this comes under the reserves and surplus, and the amount is 8,50,000. Then P&L account we are supposed to alter it, so I am just skipping for our time being. Then we have given the secured loan, so that will comes under the secured loan, 5,50,000. Then we have given the debentures, so debenture will also comes under the secured loan, and amount is given to us, which is 4,50,000. Then we have loan from promoters. So loan from promoters is also the loan liability, and the amount for the loan for promoter is 7,70,000. Then we have given the provision for tax. So provision for tax will comes under the provision, and amount is 2,80,000. Then we have This is provision for tax. This is provision. After this we have bills payable. So that is your current liability. And the amount of bills payable is 1,60,000. Then we have a sundry creditor. So we have already prepared it. So we are not supposed to create it. After this we have a salary outstanding. So that will also current salary outstanding. So this will be your 60,000. Then rent outstanding. So that will also the part of the current liabilities. And the amount is 60,000. So I have covered the liability side. In the same way we'll start with the asset side. So the first item we have given, that is fixed assets. So land and building amount that is given to us, this will comes under the fixed asset, that is 5,80,000. Then we have a plant and machinery fixed assets, so which is 2,80,000. Then we have given the furniture, again it will be the fixed assets, so 1,50,000. Then we have a investment. So this investment we have to make it under the investment only, and the amount of investment is 90,000. Then we have given the stock we have already created, debtor we have already created. After this we have a bill receivable, so that we have to create it under the current asset. So the amount of this will be 1 lakh. Then after this we have a Canara Bank, so that will be under the bank account. So the amount is 7 lakh. Then Union Bank of India, this will under the bank account only. So this will be the 3 lakh. Then cash is also not supposed to prepare. Then we have to give the information of the prepaid insurance. So that is your current asset, 7,800, right? So on the basis of this information, I have incorporated all the ledger except the cash or the profit and loss account. So this cash and profit and loss account we will alter. If I save this information, if I go back, if I go to the alter option, so the cash account I can alter just putting the amount. So for the cash we have given 61,500. In the same way we have given the profit and loss account, and the balance is 3,70,000. 1 second. We just need to put the value here. So 3,70,000. Now if you check whether your opening balance sheet is matched or not, if you see here, if I press Alt F1, so you can see your balance sheet is tally the amount which is given in the question itself, which is 51 lakh, right? Now here you can see there is no difference either on the liability side or on the asset side, right? Now after checking whether our balance sheet is tally or not, the next step is to pass the voucher entry. Now for the voucher entry, if you see here, the basic all this all this information is given. If we talk about the first part, so here we are considering the GST, so we have to take care, we have to think about the GST one. So when we talk about the first, it says purchase from Prerna, registered supplier in Mumbai, right? So we know the tax will be applicable depending upon the type of transaction. So we have two types of transaction, either we have a intrastate or we have a interstate. When we talk about the intrastate, in that case both the parties are located in the same state. So in that case CGST and SGST will be applicable. When we talk about the interstate, in that case both the parties are located in different states. So in that case IGST will be applicable, that is integrated goods and services tax, right? Now in this case it says purchase from Prerna, registered supplier in Mumbai, right? So here the state is different, so here the IGST will be applicable, right? So how do we pass this voucher? We'll go to the voucher option, and here there is an option of purchase. So here we will write, and the party name is given to us, that is Priyanka. So here we have to select the ledger of the Priyanka. this information you can skip. And here we don't have a purchase account, so you can create a purchase account here by pressing the Alt C. So purchase account we have to create under the purchase. So this information here, the GST will be applicable, goods and services, and rest information you can ignore. Now the item that we have purchased from Priyanka is sports shoes. So we have to mention these sports shoes, and the rate is that the quantity is given to us, which is 200, and the amount is given, which is 60,000. Right now here we have to incorporate the GST. So what we are to supposed to do after this, we just need to enter and again enter, and then we have to create a account by using the Alt C. So here the IGST will be applicable, so that will be your on purchase input will be applicable. So here I will create an account of input IGST, and this account you have to create it under the duties and taxes. Then it says the type of duty is GST, so it will be your integrated tax, and here the percentage you have to mention, which is 12%, and rest information you can ignore. Now in some system it is automatically by default it is calculated, but here it is not showing, but you can calculate it manually. So if you see here, the first entry that I have passed, that is purchase account debit input IGST account debit to Priyanka. So the GST amount I have to mention here, that is 7,200. Now it is showing the date error, so you can correct it by pressing the Alt F2. So that will be the 1st April 2024, and this will be your 31st March 2025. Now you can change this date, so by going to the date option, so that will be your 1st April 2024. Now you can see here the date has been updated. Now after this you will save this voucher and it will save, right? In the same way we have to pass the second entry, which says sales to Vishal. Now Vishal is a registered customer in Delhi, right? So both the parties are located in a same state, so in that case CGST and SGST will be applicable. So in case of sale we have to charge, that is the output, right? So here we'll go to the sales voucher, and in sales voucher we have to select the Vishal, and the rest information we can ignore. So we don't have a sales account, so here we have to create a sales account. Here sales account we have to create it under the sales only, and the rest information we can skip. So the amount or the quantity that we have sell, which is formal shoes, so amount is 250, and amount is given, that is quantity is 250 and amount is given, which is 6 lakh. So in this case, since both the parties are located in the same state, so here both the input or the output CGST will be applicable, right? So in that case the journal entry will be Vishal account debit to sales account to output CGST and to output SGST, right? So here we'll have to create a output CGST. We don't have this account, so we'll press Alt C. So here I will write output CGST, and this again we have to create it under the duties and taxes. So this will be GST, so this will be CGST. So the percentage will be 6% because CGST 6 and SGST is 6. Then the rest information. Now here also the amount is not calculated, so we can report it manually here. Then we don't have account of output SGST also, so we'll create an account here, output IGST. So here we have to select GST. This will be your SGST. One second. Output SGST, and this will be GST. This is again 6%, and the amount will be 36,000. So this is the second voucher entry for the sales. Now moving on to the third transaction. So this is for the sales to Aman. This is unregistered customer. The important point that we have to keep in mind, whenever there is a sales transaction and the party is unregistered one, still we have to charge GST, right? Whereas when we have given the purchase transaction, it is not necessarily to charge GST when the person is unregistered one, right? So here in this case the GST will be applicable. So if we see what will be the journal entry for the third one, so the amount journal entry will be Aman account debit to sales account to output CGST to output SGST. So here, although Aman is an unregistered customer, but still we have to charge the GST, right? Since it is located in Delhi only, so we have to charge CGST and SGST. So here I need to select Aman here, so it will pass in the same way. And sales, so the amount or we have sold the item is sandal, quantity is 130 and amount is given, which is 5,30,000. Now here we have to charge output CGST 6%, so which is 31,800, then output SGST 31,800. We will save this information. Now moving on to the next entry, that is the fourth one. It says paid money to Priyanka in full settlement for the transaction number 1, which is 65,000, right? So here we have to compare it with this amount, right? Not 60,000, but we have to compare the total amount, which is 67,200. So in that case, this is the payment voucher. So our journal entry will be Priyanka account debit to Canara Bank, because here we are paying 65,000 in full settlement and we have to credit the discount receipt, which is 2,200, right? So here this is your payment voucher, so I need to select payment. So in this case we have to debit the Priyanka, and the amount we have to debit the Priyanka with the full amount, that is 67,200, and we have to credit the Canara Bank, so we are paying her only the 65,000. So that means the rest amount will be your discount receipt. So I don't have an account of discount receipt, so here I am creating an account of discount receipt. So this will be your indirect income. So here also you can ignore this information. Now it is automatically calculated and we will save this information. In the same way, we have given the transaction number 5. It says received from Vishal and Aman in full settlement, right? So for the Vishal and Aman, again we have to compare it with the same amount. That means the amount that is due. So in case of Vishal, the total amount is 6,72,000, right? So I need to pass this journal entry. This is for the payment that is received. So this is your receipt voucher. So here I will select the receipt voucher and we have to credit. So this will be this entry. So we are to credit the Vishal with the amount of 6,72,000. So here I will write credit the Vishal 6,72,000. And we have to debit the how much amount we have received. So we have received from Vishal, which is 6,60,000. So here we have to mention 6,60,000, and this information we can ignore. So that means there is a discount allowed. So this account we have to create it under the indirect expenses. Rest information we have to skip, and we will save this information. In the same way, we will record for the Aman also, right? So for the Aman, if we see here, for the Aman the amount due is 5,936,000. So here also we have to credit Aman 5,936,000. This is the amount which is due here. Now we are receiving 5,50,000. So here we have to Canara Bank, that is 5,25,000 we have to debit. So rest amount will be your discount allowed, and we will save this information, right? So from the transaction number 6, this is for the purchase. 7th is also same. 8, in 8 there is only the one difference, that is the list price is involved, right? So for the list price, what we supposed to do here, this is your sales voucher. So we will select sales voucher here, and the party name is given, which is SART. So you have to select the SART here. So again, this is the, you have to ignore sales voucher. So since it is a sale, so here the tax will be applicable. So casual shoes, which is 150, and discount, the amount and the rate we have also given, which is 3000, and trade discount, which is we have given in the list price, that is 20%. So this will be the amount. Now in this case, the trade discount one, the journal entry for this will be, for the SART, we have to incorporate the output CGST and SGST, right? So we have to pass this journal entry here. So here I will select output CGST again, which is 60%, which is equals to 21,600. Then output SGST 21,600, and we will save this information. Now moving on to the rest journal entry will remain the same. And for the insurance premium, there is a point here. For the insurance premium, it's paid during the year. You can see here, for the insurance premium, we have given the prepaid insurance. So सबसे पहले the first thing we have to do, we have to pay this insurance premium amount, which is 8,000. So the journal entry will be the payment voucher. So we have to debit the insurance premium. So we don't have an insurance premium account, so we will create an insurance premium account with the help of this. So this is your indirect expense, and the amount is for the insurance premium, which is given to us, that is 8,000. We have to credit the UBI bank. Then the next is, since we have to write off the prepaid insurance, right? So in that case, in addition to this, we have to pass and we have to credit the prepaid insurance here. So in that case, we have make the payment. Another thing that we have to do is to pass the journal voucher. We have to adjust the prepaid insurance amount that is given in the balance sheet, right? So for this, I will select the journal voucher, and we will debit the insurance premium account, the amount which is given to us in the balance sheet, which is 7,800. So I have to debit the 7,800, and here we have to credit the prepaid insurance. So this will be the journal voucher, right? So that means this prepaid insurance that we have paid last year, this belongs to current year. That's why we have credit the prepaid insurance account. Now in the 12th entry, in 12th one, we have given that purchase land and building from ABC Limited. This is for the 8 lakh. So this company has borrowed a bank loan for 4 lakh, and they have issued the debenture for 4 lakh, right? So for this, there will be the 4 journal entry. So how do we pass the journal entry here? So let me show you here. So in this case, first of all, we have to purchase the land and building. So the first entry will be land and building to ABC Limited, and voucher will be the journal. And next, we have to raise the bank loan of 4 lakhs. So we have to increase our bank balance. So the second entry will be UBI bank account debit to bank loan. So this is again receipt voucher. After this, we have to make a payment. So ABC Limited to UBI, will be your payment voucher. And we have also issue debenture in full settlement to ABC Limited. So that will be 4 lakh to debenture. So this will be your journal voucher, right? So for this entry, there will be the 4 journal entry we have to pass. Now the entry number 14th and 15th, these both are related to each other, right? So whenever we have given the opening and the closing balance, so you can see here, this is the closing balance is given for the salary, for the provision for tax, for rent outstanding, and here in balance sheet also we have given the opening balance, which is 60,000 and 60,000. So for that, it is advisable to prepare a rough account like this. So here if I prepare the first account, that is for the salary outstanding. So we have given the opening balance which is given in the question itself, which is 60,000, and we have also given the closing balance which is given in the adjustment, this one, which is equals to 80,000, right? And in transaction number 14th we have mentioned that we have paid 40,000. So we have to mention here UBI bank, here also 40,000. So you can see here the total we are getting, which is will be equals to 120. So that means 60,000 will be your balancing figure. So this is your salary outstanding during the year. So in case of this option, there will be the two journal entry we are required to pass. The first entry will be salary outstanding to UBI. This will be the payment voucher, and second entry will be salary to outstanding salary 16,000, which will be your journal voucher, right? In the same way, we have given the information of the rent, right? So we have given the closing balance 1 lakh. So here also we will report closing balance 1 lakh, and we have given the opening balance of the rent, which is again 60,000, right? So we will have to mention this. Now in this we have given that we have paid rent including outstanding rupees 1 lakh, right? So here we will assume the last year rent we have paid. So here we have to mention the UBI, which is equals to 60,000. So this will become 160,000. So that means the balancing figure that we are getting will be your 1 lakh. So this will be your rent due, or we can say rent outstanding during the year. So for this also there will be the two voucher. First, rent outstanding, that is 60,000, and this is for the current year rent, which is 40,000 to UBI, and then we have to pass the journal entry voucher. So rent account debit to rent outstanding, right? In the same way, for the provision for tax, we have given the opening and the closing balance. So again we have to mention here. So this will be your closing balance. So opening balance for the provision for tax is given, which is 2,80,000, and it is given that tax paid for the last year is 2 lakh. So we have to mention here, that is UBI 2 lakh. So here we are getting 4,20,000. So for this also we have to pass the two journal entry. So here we are getting the balancing figure, which is equals to 1,40,000. That means this we have created a provision from the P&L account, right? So for this also there will be the two journal entry, provision for tax to UBI, this is your payment. Second will be P&L to provision for tax, that is for the journal voucher, right? So this journal entry you can try in the Tele ERP. So it will be very easy, like we passed the earlier journal entry. Now the other expenses like the electricity, phone and salary, we have to pay in the simple voucher, that is the payment voucher, and last we have to charge the depreciation also. So that will be your journal voucher, right? So you can pass all the journal entry. I have told you the idea how do we pass the journal entry, and the idea that I want to discuss specifically the complicated one. So I hope this will help you. So thank you everyone.